Wow. Good evening, everybody. It's 9 o'clock here in sunny Spain. The temperature is still at the moment 30. Can you believe that? That's in the shade, guys. Um, Now, I'm in the basement. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, it's a lot cooler in the basement. Unfortunately, I've got my whirly thing up there. It's really, it's spinning fast, but it's pretty hot still. But I think I can make it for the hour because I've got quite a few questions to get through. I've got 3 sheets. I might not even get through them all. But anyway, if you've got any questions here as well, that'd be fantastic. I can probably answer them as well. And we've already got quite a few in the house. We've got 15 at the moment. Thomas, Ian, Brian, Mr. Jones, Cheryl, Des, Bengal Burt. Nice haircut, eh? It's a summer haircut. Yeah, but Yvonne and Mr. Steppenwolf. Top people. So 15 of you. So that's got to be 15 likes, isn't it, eh? Come on, don't be stingy. They're free. So today's temperatures, it's coming at the end of June. I've already said that Spain's had record breaking temperatures up in the 35s, some places even in the 40s. Yeah, it's been a bit hot, I have to say. But I still haven't been in the pool yet, mainly because I did say last week if I got 100 likes, I'll go in the pool, but I didn't get 100 likes. And if I get 100 likes this week, I'll go in the pool. But it is getting close to that period now where I think it is getting so hot here in Spain. So those people that's coming over, don't bring a lot with you. Don't bring your woolies with you. That's for sure. Just bring your your flippy flops and your t-shirts, but don't get caught by the fuzz if you're driving your car, your flippy flops, or driving about in a t-shirt because they're have ya. So, what shall I do first? Let's see if we've got any questions at the moment. No, Keith's in at long last, and Peter. Brian's in Alicante Airport. Well, 42. See, it's it's a hot one, and it's come early this year, and we're not even into July. Even though looking at my calendar, when's that start? Starts on Tuesday. So yeah, we're coming into the 2 hot months, July and August. So it's how it goes, eh? So the first question, I'll get on with it. We got 19 in the house, and the first question is from Andrew. Now, this question I did do last week, but because last week I was caught on the hop, mainly because my wife hadn't cooked my food, I would come down here late. I didn't even sort out the questions. I'll try and get them all sorted. Anyway, Andrew last week said, "What are the tax and ITV rules if you have a classic vehicle? Here, tax exempt and MOTs over 40 years old." So I'm talking about the UK there. So in Spain, because I know that, especially here in Mazarron, there's a big sort of classic group, and they meet up most places. When there's some big event on, they all go there with their, I wouldn't say old bangers, they're old vintage cars. Some of those cars are really in fantastic condition. But anyway, what I will say, as always with Spain, each province, it's like their own government. They will do things differently. But in the Murcia region, in Spain, classic and historic vehicles, typically 30 years or older, can benefit from reduced taxes and extended ITV. And like I just said, depending on the region, this is where rules can be slightly different. Anyway, the ITV means not ITV television. It's like MOT, but it's the vehicle inspection intervals, believe it or not. Road tax, which is IVTM, may be reduced or exempted. So that's another thing. So some places you don't have to pay no tax at all, and other places you will. Um, and the frequencies of ITV inspections is extended. Now I know in this area, I think it's extended every 5 years or something for a classic car. And that will also depend on the vehicle's age. Vehicles over 60 years old and historic mopeds are exempt from mandatory ITV inspections, while other have intervals extended every 2 to 4 years based on the age. And carrying on, because it hasn't finished yet, tax, reduced or exempt road tax. Obviously, the regions will differ, can approve discounts up to 100% on historic vehicles. Exemptions for vehicles 25 years or older. Vehicles at least 25 years old can apply for exemptions from the IVTM, which is a tax. Registration tax, if registering a classic car from another country, so that might interest you, Andrew, is a 13% registration tax may apply based on the vehicle's value. So check out that guy Chris from UPSTICKS. I hate this when it's all back or front. There he is. Check out UPSTICKS. He does vehicle registration, believe it or not, and he'll be able to tell you, passionate about the tax part of it. Right, so I think, we had all that. Focus inspections, blah de blah. Another thing I did notice at the bottom there, you've got to make, if you have got a classic car or a historic car, it's got to have no modifications. So there's no souped up dragster cars. So that's another thing I suppose people do tend to do, isn't it? They sort of make it look a little bit different. But I mean, the other interesting thing here in Spain, I know in this region, is my wife's car is 20 years old. So that probably come up to being a classic car. They got this, what you call it now, pollution thing, where you have, depending on how old your car is, you get like an A, B, C. And my wife's car, even though it's a 2-litre car, it's a diesel car, doesn't need one. That's just nuts, isn't it? What's the point of having these environmental things when if you got an old banger, you don't need one? Probably the biggest polluter going out. But obviously, my wife still has to take the car for its ITV, so I suppose the emissions would pick that up, I suppose. But anyway, hang on, I still ain't finished. There's still more. Historic vehicles designation. To clarify, as a historic vehicle, the vehicle generally needs to be at least 30 years old and may not have any ongoing significant technical modifications. Like turning it from, what's the old days about lead petrol? I can remember lead petrol years ago and they changed it to some other stuff. Anyway, carrying on still, we ain't finished yet. That's probably why I've got so many pages of it. Documentation. Obtaining the piece of paper inspection card for the historic vehicle involves inspections. Okay, so all that is, it has to go through an ITV test. Yet again, another test to clarify if it's a historic vehicle. Historic vehicle. Limited issues. Blah, blah, blah. All vehicles. So I'm just going to quick read because I think some of this is just garble. So anyway, there you are. So while that was going on, no doubt there was thousands of questions there that I missed. So let's have a quick look. Evening from PR from Somerset. Is it sunny, is it? Now I did hear, I think it was Wales, it was 19. But in other parts of the country in the UK, like London way, it was sort of like 27. So it's a bit bizarre with the temperatures in the UK, isn't it? Okay, Keith. I'll see that. I'll do these things for you. Happy birthday to you, Keith. Let me win. There's no favoritism on this show, Keith. But we'll see. No, I'm not seeing. We're just going to see who dips in the hat later tonight because there's 37 of here tonight. It's quite a lot tonight. He's wearing a t-shirt illegal. All right. So anyway, how we doing? Anyway, this is a proper t-shirt. Thank you very much. This ain't one of those string vest things. Okay. So anyway, happy birthday, Keith. Well done, Keith. No bear. Yeah. To be quite honest, you wouldn't want to go bare without no t-shirt because your skin will stick to the seat. And you can imagine peeling that off your leather seat. Ugh. Or some of you cars might have plastic covers, I don't know. Anyway, if you're wearing a t-shirt or flip-flops, maybe are wrong. Yes, obviously you can't wear. I mean, obviously you can wear a t-shirt when you're driving, but I'm right in thinking, even coming off the beach, you got to make sure you cover yourself up. I think on the beach you can run around in your whatever your swimwear, but once you come off the beach, you got to put on a t-shirt, pair of shorts, those sort of things. You can't just walk about half naked because the police will have you. Because the police, especially the Guardia police here. Now, last year, this is something else to remember, guys. Now, this was down in Mazarron, so I don't know what the other places are like. A German couple were on the beach having a good time, enjoying themselves. Policeman come up and says, passports. I ain't got any. You're supposed to carry your passports on you. They got, I think it was €100 fine each. So don't forget to carry your. I carry my TIE card on me all the time, to be honest, and I also carry my driving license on me all the time, and I've got a digital signature on my phone. So even if I get my wallet nicked, I've still got it on my phone. But usually, I think when these pickpockets, even though I'll be honest, down this way, never had a problem with pickpockets. But if they nick your wallet, you still got some identification on your phone. So Simon says, don't wear t-shirts. All right, so it's carrying on down. 33, Yogi says it's 33 in London today, but is it 33 now, Yogi? I bet it's like 10 now, isn't it? And here he is. He's a top man, is that Yogi? I've always said, Yogi, you're a top man. Thank you much. That will help tomorrow with my cup of coffee and cake, maybe. And just to let anybody know that's coming over, because I'm meeting somebody in a week called Martin, Kit Kats. I'm run out of Kit Kats, everybody. Just to let everybody know. Right, take the time to meet us. Gavin, top man. I've only come over to have a look, he says. And what's he do? Gavin and Kate, innit? See, I've got memory in there sometimes. Gavin and Kate come over they've been over before, so they've been over before, had a quick look. They come over again for another sort of long weekend, extended, and they've only gone and bought a property. Well done, guys. Enjoy. Can't wait to complete on our villa and hopefully see you again soon. I'm sure you will, Gavin and Kate. Top people. So, how we doing? 28, Yogi says now. 30 here, Yogi. I don't know what the pool is. And down at Peyton in Devon. I was about to say Cornwall, but it's not. I know. It's in Devon. Definitely in Devon. It's not far from Plymouth, isn't it? 22. So that's not bad temperature, really. But that's what we get in the night. So anyway, here we go. Glenn's question is, do you have to give up your UK driving licence after Brexit? Yes. Anybody that moves to Spain, even before Brexit, you had to exchange your UK driving licence within 6 months. But before you can do that, you have to be a resident first. And some people that did come over straight away, because people were saying, oh yeah, you got to do your driving licence, and they weren't even a resident. But you've got to be a resident first. And that also means for the non-lucrative visa people, the digital nomad people, after 6 months, well, obviously before 6 months, you need to exchange your UK driving licence. It's pretty easy. You can do it yourself. I didn't have a problem. I went down to there's a name for it that I can't think of off the top of my head. There's a place down in Mazarron town. It's some sort of government place where you go in there. I think I've noticed they seem to be giving blood in there down in the basement for some reason. All that's about. And you go in there, and I think because I obviously got to that age, that big 70, and had to I had to redo my driving license, my Spanish one, and I gave him €45. Went downstairs. I had an eye test with my glasses on, probably as close as this to the screen. And he said some stuff. He didn't speak hardly any English, to be honest. I don't think he spoke any English, really. I was amazed that he knew what I was talking about with the letters. But he then went into another room, and you're supposed to be doing one of these kid game things like near Tindo's, something about awareness thing, where you move, there's some dot or something, and you move it left to right. Anyway, it's the second time I've been in there. It wasn't working, so he didn't bother with that. He was quite happy. Oh, I had my photograph retaken again, and I kept the license, which was good to see. Kept me Spanish license. What I will say, guys, when you're doing this process, on the back of your driving license, you got all those things on the back about motorbikes and 4.5 ton things. Make sure you tell them that you want them there. Because if you don't, when you get your card back, you won't get any of it hardly, other than you can drive a car, and I think you can drive a trailer or something, and a moped. So make sure that you tell them, because they won't, if you don't tell them, they just process it, and it can take whenever. Because I think I did mine over a month ago. No, I did mine in April. Thinking about it, when we're in June now. Well, it's been 2 months. They just give you a piece of paper with a Guardia Civil stamp on it. But because I've got a digital signature, on my phone, it's already done. So I can just show the police if they get a bit funny about that piece of paper being out of date. Now, somebody's going to say, so what happens if you're on a non-lucrative and some reason you've been a naughty person, can you get your UK license back? And as far as I know, even though that's never happened in Spain, as far as I know, nobody's been kicked out of Spain because, I don't know, whatever the problems that they've had. But if you went back to the UK, there's this agreement that was sorted out with the Brexit, which we'll get onto in a mo. So when you go back to UK, you can obviously reapply for your UK driving licence. So going back to what I just said then about Brexit, when Brexit was done, as always, because it was rushed through, it didn't do half the things. Some people here in Spain, because they didn't know what was going on, because they come over obviously on the non-lucrative visa, they want a resident straight away, and they were told you're going to have to take a Spanish driving test. Now, I know some people that actually did the Spanish driving test. The online part, I think you had 200 questions, and I think you had to do like 75% of it to get it correct. As long as you passed that, they then went on a driving test, and the guys here in this area had to go down to Lorca, and obviously the driving instructor was Spanish. So if you didn't know any Spanish, thankfully, the guys that I knew, they passed the test. Anyway, by then, the UK had sorted it out. That was when old Boris was still in. Anyway, that's all finished now. But 6 months, you have to exchange your UK drive. Now, for people that say, "Oh, I've got a holiday home," if you've got a holiday home, it doesn't matter. I mean, obviously, you just go back to the UK because you're only staying here for 90 days. But if you're living here as a resident, you have to exchange your UK license to a Spanish one, and you don't get any benefits on it. Don't get any free gifts just because you got a Spanish driving license. So anyway, good question that, Glenn, because I think it's a question people don't think about really. So anyway, let's go back to on the comment tower. Steve, had a great Sunday lunch at the golf club. Well done, Steve. Okay, why can't my thing move anymore? What's happened? Okay. So I've got Gavin. Hey, top man. I thought that was Yogi, so that's why I didn't. Well done, eh? I can have a couple of coffees and a couple of cakes. Thank you very much. In the combat position. Okay. Right, so I must have whipped through a few questions then. All right, let's have a look. So, I'm just talking to myself there. Yogi said it's 28 now. We said that, didn't we? Painting. Sean. Sean, staying on sea at the moment. So Steve, well done. Des, you're in the house. Well done, Des. Just up the road from you, Axminster. Okay, he's talking to Donna. Yogi, guess you have the aircon on all day now. No, not all day, Yogi. but it ain't far from it, to be quite honest. We've got the fans on all day, but the aircon, we try not to have the aircon on too much, but we do have the aircon on every day now, yeah. We was over last May, bought a place on sea in November. It's contagious. I'll tell you what, I mean, I don't know about Camposol, but I know when you go around looking at property, you walk into a property, wow. Then you go into another property, go, wow, wow. Another one, it's just nuts, isn't it? But I think you know eventually the property for you. I don't think, I mean, not every property that we walked in went, wow, wow, but some we didn't. Some were really, but some of the places that we went into, wow. And I know when we was looking, back in 2015, we fell in love with a place, and if we had the money, we would have bought that, and that was on C. But we're on A now, so hey, so here we go. Just looking at a couple more now. Even Sean, Mohammed's in. Oh, Sean, what time is it there in Spain? He says. So, Mohammed, look behind me head. It's 9:22, so we're an hour ahead, depending on where you are, obviously. So it's 9:22 this evening, and it's still 30 degrees. May 24, that is, says Yvonne. Okay. Yes, a year ago, isn't it? It soon goes by. So we've just got past Gavin again because he's a top man. Have a great Sunday. All right. What's the cost of electricity now that you got aircon on most of the time? I don't know, Yogi. Now, what I will say with electric, I think electric's expensive, but then I know in the UK it ain't no cheaper, is it? What I will say, it all depends on the rate, and you've got to be so careful with the electricity people because obviously they know most of us don't speak brilliant Spanish, and even though they try and speak a bit of English, that you got to be so aware of the tariff numbers. And when we first got here, well, I thought electric was quite fair, and then I think just before just before the Ukraine war kicked off, we decided to renew our contract. Well, I think we've been here about 5 years or so, and we thought, yeah, we'll renew it. And then the Ukraine war kicked off, and what we didn't know is the Spanish government had passed some royal decree through government, as always, sneakily. Even some of the Spanish didn't know about it, and it's about the gas tax. Because here in Spain, all the power stations in Spain are run by gas, and they get their gas from Algeria. And of course, when the Ukraine war kicked off, the gas just went through the roof. So all new people that joined the new electric contracts got hit, and we got hit quite badly. I think ours nearly tripled. And so the new year, we renewed our contract, and thankfully we met a lovely lady who gave us a really good deal. So I don't know we're waiting to see what the bill's going to be, Yogi. But I think because it honestly it so differs here on wherever you are in Spain. Because I know some people paying like €20 and other people paying 200 to 300 euros. So yeah, it's one of those things you have to be aware of when you're redoing your contract. You can do it online. I would say go down to the shop itself and you can see it on their screen and then you sign for it. But yeah, I mean, we get our bill at end of the month. So any day now I'll get an email. I think on average it's been about €80 a month. What's interesting, when we first moved to Spain, which was 10 years ago near on, we used to pay every 2 months. And then within a couple of years, it was every month, and that bill was very similar to the 2 month bill. How does that work? So anyway, well, here we go. about 40 extra a month, Yogi. Now, see, that's from Rob. He knows because he's got aircon like me. Anyway, we're going to get some more aircon put in. We're going to get a big aircon machine put in the basement here, and hopefully it will blow through my door into air. So I'm looking forward to that. That's out. That's going to be coming on the next couple of months, hopefully. Yubbas is saying 32. Sounds like your electric bill's going to cost you your Mavic 4 Pro. No, don't think so, Yogi. No way, Jose, as they say. So, what time is it? God, it's in the hour past already. So I got. Oh no, I got a question here from Yogi. Now this one, Yogi, I missed it out because I do look at the comments later on and just have a quick check through. And I missed your comment out that you made last week. You probably forgot all about it. But you said, any news regarding the story about the 100% tax levy on foreign property buyers? So obviously this year, the news, the fake news, and all the other rubbishy papers that say, oh God, 100% tax. Funny enough, the Spanish government is really considering this, but you got to remember it's for foreign buyers that are not going to be residents here in Spain. So obviously, holiday owners that will buy a property could possibly, and it hasn't gone through the government yet. It's as always, it will go up to government, and that can take yonks. Sometimes that will probably take a couple of years, to be honest. But they are really considering about this 100% tax. Anyway, I'm going to read some of it down because it obviously gets a bit misleading. The Spanish government is proposing a 100% tax levy on property purchases by non-EU residents to address the housing crisis. This means non-EU buyers would effectively see the price of a property double, which is obvious, isn't it? If you're paying 100%. Proposed tax aims to deter selective foreign investment and prioritise housing access for it. So what they're on about is obviously some of these outside property buyers from other countries. What they tend to do, they buy the whole blooming block, and they rent it out with extortionate prices, and they're trying to stop that because obviously, the locals they ain't got no chance. It's like anywhere, isn't it? Even in the UK, these private investors they buy these properties, they double the price. And what's annoying here, what I've noticed, is a lot of these new developments don't give any for locals. I think low cost housing, isn't it? I think in the UK, when they usually build an estate, there's always a section where it's for low cost housing. Now I don't know if does that really happen, but I heard that. But here in Spain, they don't do that at all. I ain't seen nothing like that here in Spain when they're doing these new developments, and they're doing a lot around the area. Some places are building over 300 properties, but they're all earmarked for us lot, us foreign buyers. But obviously, people, if you're coming over to be a resident, then you're fine. But for the outsiders, it could happen. And what is it? 100% tax surcharge on the purchase price of a property in Spain for non-EU buyers, who it affects non-EU citizens who are not residents of Spain. How it works: tax will be applied to on top of the existing taxes like transfer tax. So for people, and I know a lot of people now that are coming over to do the non-lucrative, they're coming over and buying the properties already. Now I don't know, this tax thing hasn't come in yet. So I would imagine there's still going to be some leeway on that. If you're going to become a resident in Spain, they're probably going to drop that on that. They're on about private investor from outside the EU buying up these properties. I'm on about whole blocks of flats and whatever. Why is that happening? So I'm just reading all the gumph again. Why is it happening? To address the housing crisis by curbing foreign investment and making housing more affordable. Now, that's another thing where this government, I think our government at the moment is one of these government the Spanish government at the moment is what do you call it now? They got another party with them, coalition, isn't it? There's a coalition at the moment, and it's trying to keep each one happy. But I'll be honest, some of the things that they have come up with, obviously, there's loads of abandoned places out here. Which, if you watch my videos, I've shown abandoned golf resorts that they've started but never finished. Why don't they get the banks to see? The banks are sitting on these properties because they know the land's going to be worth something eventually. They're just sitting on them. Why don't they release them, offer them to the youngsters on a cheap mortgage? But they don't, because it's all about the money, isn't it? But anyway, this won't. They're saying some of this rubbish about the 100% tax won't be as early as 2026. And knowing Spain, it's all the manana stuff. We're probably talking 2007. Right. So, how far do we get? I'm going to be doing the free sticker Sunday pick in a minute. Sounds like Lichtenspiel. All right, we've got Torveca quad house between 50 to 70. So there you are. It's not too bad, is it? The Spanish government could solve the housing crisis by getting banks to release. Yes, right. See, you must have read my mind then, Yogi. Yeah. Why don't you do that? Yeah, I know. And to be honest, some of those banks, I just don't understand it. Some of those places are just falling worse and worse. Is it true that debts in Spain? Right, is it true that debts in Spain stay with the property? Yes, that's another thing. Had to be so careful of. Well done, Yogi. Very good one. That when you're buying a property, make sure you get a really good solicitor to make sure that there's no debts on the property, and that also means drop speeding fines. If he's been a naughty boy, something, I don't know, he's not paying his loan, you could end up with the debts. And I don't know, because that happened to my mum. When my mum wanted to go back to the UK, she tried to sell the property, and the people they bought off took a loan out on the property, and the bank that they used, this is why I don't trust Spanish banks here, went bankrupt, and it just disappeared. And I think it took her about 6 months to retrace that. Thankfully, the guy that took the loan out did pay off the debt, because that was something that she just didn't want. So, honestly, guys, you've got to be so careful when you're buying property that's got no debts. And unfortunately, that's something else you have to mention, because obviously the estate agent won't know those sort of things. That's why you have to use a solicitor for him to dig properly into licenses, and obviously debts is another one. So well done, Yogi. So what I'm going to do now, the comments is moving now. So I'm going to do, because I know everybody's been waiting, all 37 of you, if you're not watching, I've got 32 in the house. So that's got to mean 32 likes. I'm going to do the pick of, because it's today is free sticker Sunday. I need another pair of hands on him. So we've got Yogi's lucky hat, the free sticker Sunday sticker, and I've got to mess about with my hands because I want to get over to the drum snow. So in there, if you can see it, without them all falling out in the fan, sucking them all up, it's 37 of you. So here we go. Here we go, Ron. Okay, I got one. I got one. So I never know what I got. Obviously, I'll let you lot see it first. And that here it is. Peter H. Now, I did see a Peter on tonight, but so Peter H, you've won the free sticker. And if you look at it, it's bigger than the other ones used to be. I've got the big versions now. So Peter H, you won the free sticker. So you're a top man. Well done. Could be a woman. I don't know. No, not Peter, would it? Surely. So Peter, if you want to get hold of me, because obviously what I need is your full name, Peter H, and your address. Don't put it on here. Don't put it on here because you get spammed to death. if you contact me through either Messenger or a lot of people get me through Instagram on a private message. Pretty simple to do. Obviously, it's Expat Mazarron. Peter H. Yes, it is Peter H. He won. Do it again, just in case he comes in now. Well done. So I'm going to go back onto the comments because I missed them. Right. Okay. Yogi. No, unless the debt's on the house. Right. Tax won't make property cheaper, just different buyers. I mean, the other thing about that tax thing, obviously, you know, there's huge investment from outside Spain. We're talking about lot of the developments here in Spain are either British, Russian, even these other countries. I think like not Romania, but you know those sort of countries. Huge amount of investments come into Spain. Spain relies on investment from outside. China, huge here in China. Nearly all the solar farms this part of the world are run by the Chinese, and obviously down south near Malaga way, most of the wind farms. I'm talking about those big whirly things, the turbine things. I think they're all French, German. You just think honestly that Spain would, you know, like I suppose most countries do it now. They always have foreign investment, they call it. All right. So anyway, tax won't make. We have to between that. Do I get a free sticker for my? No, you don't, Yogi. But a good question, that Yogi. I saw Al, Mike, and Yvonne are in. I don't know if you guys, you back from? I think is it Turkey you was in? Because you was obviously outside the shingling thing, wasn't you? I expect it was hot there. Good evening, Sir Sean says. Oh, good evening, Stephen. Work tomorrow, eh? But looking forward to that. This lovely heat that we've got. Okay. Well done, Peter. Oh, Peter is in. Top man, Peter. So contact me later. Right. So how we doing? Big shout out to the tech shop. Well done. Yeah, the tech shop. Have I got anything in here about a tech shop? No, I haven't. Steve, get your 3D printer out. Right. Well, Morocco. I was close, wasn't I? Turkey, Morocco, sort of same thing, isn't it? I bet it was hot in Morocco, that's for sure, Mike. Oh, you were. So you're back in Yorkshire now, then, Mike and Yvonne. All right. So we're caught up with everybody. I'm just going to put Peter's over here a minute because I know what happened. The wind will blow it off. So that's there safely, so I don't get the fan on it. Right, so what did we do? Okay, now here's one I get quite a lot. It's from Sarah. How much does it cost yearly to clean a pool, your size plus electric cost? Obviously, I even know I'm not on about. Now we have a pool bloke. We have a man because we used to clean it, and I'll be honest, if you clean it yourself, it's a huge saving. But if you have a pool man, because we got to remember with the swimming pool, it is a luxury, guys, because it's not just you run in the pool. You got the pump on in the summer; it's probably on all day. You got all the chemical stuff. Now the pool people come in probably twice a week now, topping the pool up each week because the water evaporates. Then you got to think about maintenance. The pump I think since we've been here, we've had 3 pumps. Pump leaks, the pool leaks, the tiles crack or whatever. We haven't had that problem, but these things do happen. So having a pool does come, but like I've always said before, even though I don't go in that pool much, I just love looking at it because I know it's just a me thing. I would never afford that back in the UK, and it's just nice to look at it and admire it, even at a cost. But anyway, you're asking about the cost. Obviously, if you do it yourself and everything, you're talking about under €1,000, under or less, obviously, depending on what you buy. Chemicals you can buy there's lots of pool shops about. But the electric, like I said at the beginning of this video, was about it all depends on what tariff you got. Because if you got it on a wrong tariff or the high tariff, you could be paying a lot. But if you got it on what I class as the everyday tariff, um, it will be a lot cheaper than 1,000. But I worked it out with a pool cleaner, and obviously he will supply. Well, some pool cleaners supply the stuff, others don't. We're talking about 2,500 to 3,500. That all obviously that's talking about depending on the pool. Because I've seen some big pools. I haven't seen him yet. Kevin, he's got a massive pool. But if you've got a pool bloke in, yeah, it and that all depends on what they're charging. And you got somebody's going to ask, how much is that charging? I don't know, because we got a good pool bloke. We got a bonus pool bloke, but you're talking about probably 55 upwards. Some I've heard 85. Some places, maybe even more. So yeah, if you're thinking about pool, and also just in case you think, oh, I'll go for one of those jacuzzi thingies, hot tubs. They're just the expensive guys. Running a hot tub, it ain't cheap. And they got to be cleaned properly. And I think you can get some bug if your hot tub's not cleaned out properly. So don't just think, oh yeah, I'll have a hot tub, because you can get one of these. Go down to Leroy's and get one of these blow up things. Obviously, they're going to be a lot cheaper to run, admittedly, but they do come with their problems. So there you are, and I've just seen. Right, I've just missed a couple of people there. Sean, have you had your lettuce? God, we thought you forgot about the lettuce. Right, how do you buy your channel coffee and cake? How do we buy your channel coffee and cake, says Andrew. Right, well, on here, Andrew, apparently there's supposed to be a button or something. Because I'm not on YouTube. I'm using some other free software that I'm using at the moment. But I think, because you'll be doing yours through YouTube, there should be some sort of thing that you can click on your screen, and it will say, I don't know, buy me a coffee or something. That's a good question, Andrew. I don't know. But on YouTube, I'm sure on the YouTube chat, hopefully somebody will say, Andrew, this is what you got to do. I don't know, because I'm not using YouTube software when I do these live themes. All right. So Mike is saying back in Checkers to August when we're served. So yeah, see, Mike and Yvonne are doing their 90-day thing. So you've had a nice bit of holiday, haven't you? Been down in Morocco, bit more sun, back to a bit coolness, I suppose. It's lovely and cool in Yorkshire, I bet. We'll get you another sticker for fiction. Oh yeah, because you got a magnet, didn't you, Steve? Yeah. Well, I'm still waiting for that part that's coming. Must be coming by somebody walking from China. Still ain't turned up yet. It said end of this month, and that runs out tomorrow, doesn't it? So I might get my part tomorrow, Steve, and I'll be in the shop. Right. Yogi's saying, Andrew, you should see a pound sign near where you're making the comments. So there you are, Andrew. Because Keith's done it. Underneath the £3 there, Keith, it's got dog raising an arm to greet someone, asking how's it going. That's the other thing. On my software, I don't get any little icons. But Keith, top man. I've always said that about you, Keith. Pity you didn't win a sticker, but there's always next week. That's what I was saying. Make sure you smash the like button. Well done, Yogi. Yeah, smash the like button. Pull us in. We pay £60 a week and get weekly clean and chemicals as required. For that, our pool is a 10 by 5 metre. So that's another good bit of info there. Thank you much, Paula. So that gives you an idea as well. So when you say that, I'll take it you got a pool bloke that comes in and no, per week. We pay €60 a week. Does it mean a month? Anyway, I only pay just over 50 a month. But anyway, hey ho, let's get on with it. Hey Sean, I bet you blow up a lot of things. Shut up. I'm going to ban you some of these days, Yogi. All right, just use a net, a long broom to scrub the pool. I mean, to be honest, when we first come here and we was obviously looking at the pool and we bought we didn't, no, sorry. We didn't buy it off Vinny, but Vinny was just across the road and I caught him. I said, can you just show me how to work the pool pump? And he come over and he showed us, which was, didn't have to, he just showed us how to clean the pool. I'll be honest, the pump complicated me. I just didn't understand it because you got to press some lever button things. So I got Jan to watch what Vinny was doing. So we learned all about how the pump works. You got to learn how that pump works. It doesn't come with instructions, unfortunately. Anyway, Jan ended up cleaning the pool. But you don't do it now. See, I'll give her a break. We get a bloke to come in to clean the pool for us. And I'm generous, really. Right, there is a dollar sign to Mark saying on the right below, well done. I do the pool for 200 a month. 200 a month. There's a dollar sign. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I meant, yes, I thought you meant a month. God, a week. God, that's bad, isn't it? The cleaning is weekly. I mean, it is. The heat is just getting to us, isn't it? 60 a month, I think they mean. Yes, well done. So we're all back to movie. No, we're all back to normal. I have the jacuzzi, only 5 minutes weekly maintenance. Chemicals. I say they are. See, Mark saying it's only 90 half a year. That's dirt cheap, isn't it? Except electric. Right. So we're all back to normal. I got one here. You know what? I think it's Rhys. RHYS. Anyways, are you still selling the t-shirt, Sean? No. That's a simple question. No. Unfortunately, because of Brexit, I used to use a UK company and it was all done for me. So anybody could buy a t-shirt. I think it was, I don't know, €20 or if that. And I used to get a commission off that. But because of Brexit, they put tax on it, and it just complicated things. And I think it nearly doubled the price. And I thought, I'm not making people pay those sort of prices, so I don't do it. And I did try it here. There's a place down in Tultana that does it, but it's this backwards and forwards. And then, it's complications of getting it to the people, getting the right size. So, no, I don't do the t-shirt. But I do the free stickers and the free magnets. And it's not the same, but it's near enough, isn't it? Right, Peter. I'm all up to date there. I can't. You know what? It's in the time already. It's 10 minutes to go. Peter, how warm has your pool got to be for you to get in it? So that's a good question. I'll be honest. I haven't really been checking the our duck. We've got this duck that floats about in the pool. I haven't really been looking at it, really. I'm really interested in going in the pool at the moment. I should do, because we're coming in July, and I suppose I will be checking it out next week, because it is hot out there. And the other thing, I know it sounds stupid, but getting outside is hot, guys. And putting your feet on the floor, we got tiles, it's hot. I know you can put on these clog things and get in the water that way. I can't. I'm not like you athletes that can just dive in the pool. I have to walk in. I've got a hand, because I'm an old bloke. I've got a handrail. I go down the steps into the pool, and it can take me about 10 minutes because obviously your body is changing the heat in it. Such a sissy, I know. Anyway, I did say in the 30s. but maybe 28 if I'm really pushed. But like I said before, I've always said it, guys. If I get 100 likes, I'll go in it. I even went in the sea one time. And to be honest, from what I hear, the sea is warmer than the pools, I believe. I don't know if that's true, but I did hear that the sea can be warmer than the swimming pool. But anyway, all right. So how are we doing? I got a good question there. I think that I didn't think I'd get through it all, but I must have done. So I got one more question. I will just check this lot as well. Right, Paula, why don't you just get an eye on transfers? Yeah, I thought about that, but then we're coming around to, you know, everybody's different sizes, and then it's posting it all, and it's just nah. I don't mind posting free stickers and that, but doing t-shirts sometimes. Anyway, maybe next year we'll see, eh? Life is black. I would sleep in the pool. Yeah, I mean that's true. I don't think you would want to sleep in the pool because in case you drown yourself, but it is nice and relaxing. Martin's in the house. You're a bit late, Martin, but you're well done. Good idea, Paula. Oh, Wayne, you're a top man. Another one, thumbs up, hand gesture with words top. See, I don't get these little symbols, see, on this channel. Well done, Wayne. You're a top man. Thank you very much. What temperatures was the water when you were in the Navy? Thankfully, Paul, I wasn't in the Navy. I'm not a matlow. I was a squaddy. I was in the army. And to be honest, they didn't bother. They just threw you in the swimming pool with all your kit on. And it was freezing. And I suppose that's one of the problems that I've ever had is where I was taught to swim. It stuck with my head, unfortunately. I think even in the Navy, I'm right in thinking they do this Mediterranean thing with King Neptune. I think it's part of their initiation. They go out into the middle of the sea and they just chuck him over the side and they got to swim. If they don't, I don't know what happens to him. But yeah, Navy, eh? Just jump in this. Yeah, much warmer than the sea. Yavis, I can sure by next week you see me put a picture up of me in the pool. A soft squatty. Yeah, too right. So, Glenn's question, and that's the last question. Are dentists very expensive? Would you know? Says Glenn. And I can safely say, no, they're not. They're not that expensive. I mean, I don't know what the UK is like now. I mean, I was lucky when I was in the UK. I still had national health, and you used to have to pay for stuff, didn't you? But it's far cheaper than having it done privately. And as far as I know, hello, Jazz, just seen you there. Yeah, that's it. I was about to say. Down in the port, which we're talking about Port of Mazarron, they've got 8 dentists. I think Camposol's got a dentist in the business centre above the doctors. I don't know if he's still there, but I know down in the port they've got 8 dentists. Now I've been since I've been here in Spain. I'm another scaredy of going to the dentist. I haven't been to the dentist, even though I walked in the dentist because Jan goes into the dentist. She's had her teeth done for a couple of years now. Now, I don't know if it's because of her age, because they never say anything to her, but if she has a checkup, it's free. She only has to pay for any work that's needed done. And I'm talking about fillings. I'm not sure about if you want to have a whole full set, because some people have a full set of gnashers put in. That's a bit desperate, isn't it? But I know but there are some dentists I noticed. When we was with that private health company, DKV, Jan inquired about having one of those teeth screwed in. I think he was quoting a couple of grand, which I thought was really expensive. So I know you do have to shop around a bit, but from what I hear, the dentist treatment here is a lot cheaper than the UK. You don't get no discounts, obviously, but yeah, it is cheaper, Glenn, if you're watching. So Steve is saying his pool's 30. It's like getting into the bath. Well, that's what I like to say. I like getting into a bath than getting into a cold bath. Even though they say, if it's colder, it's good for you. So hang on. So we've got 5 minutes to go. Right. So Jazz is just saying hello, top man. Q&A in the pool next week. Well, think about that, Yabbis. I think I might do that one Sunday in the pool. We'll see how it goes, because it's still pretty warm out there. Sea temperatures in Mazarron today is 25.1. Okay, so it's not warmer. It's colder then, obviously, isn't it? 25. God, that sounds freezing. Can you do diving courses in Mazarron? For example, I thought you was being funny then, Yogi. Yes, you can. I don't know about Paddy, whatever that is. If so, how much is it? I don't know how much that's going to be. How can I know that? But I know down in, I call it Lazura, which is just past Isla Plana. Oh, I love his names. Now, I know Isla Plana do diving, and I'm not too sure about the, take you on some sort of diving courses. I would imagine they must do, because I've seen these diving boats that go out, especially down La Zora. And I've seen them going off the pier there, and they take them out on a boat. I don't know what they would cost, Yogi. To be honest, I wouldn't have thought it'd be cheap, because I've seen some of the boat trips that they do. They're quite expensive, really. I'm just looking at that question there. Yeah, I don't know, and I ain't gonna find out what that is, because that doesn't interest me at all. Diving, what would do that for? Right, Navy has a training ship in Portsmouth that swamps with water and sinks to press the button. Good thinking that. So not doing that. My pool is 30. Well, we've had that, haven't we? Do you get many holiday makers on? Of course we do. We get loads. Get loads of holiday makers here. I think if Richie Rich is watching, he's a holiday maker. He's here. He's been here for the week. He's noticed it's really hot here. Yeah, we do get. I mean, we've had. The other thing is, people are saying, there's nothing going on. We've had music today. There was music last night. There's music. I mean, I'm talking about A. You've got music on B. Yeah, we get quite a lot of holiday makers here, to be honest. There's a lot of holiday homes in this area. Right. Anyway, guys, it's coming up to my knocking off time, so I'm just going through the last few comments here. Great live show as usual, Sean. Keep it up. From George and Toby, the dog. Well done, Toby, the dog. Now Bonnie, the dog's not here. She's upstairs, flat out on the tiles. Oh yeah, Yogi, stirring it up there, eh? 100 likes, eh? Dream on. That's what I say. Well, I'm Mandy. So she had a tooth extraction for €40. So that gives you another idea of price. Defo Yogi. Yeah. Anyway, to be honest, I ain't got a clue what the likes are at the moment, but I've got 33 in the house, so we did. There you are. See, Yogi, you can go all the way to Turkey and do it for €30. Diving, great. 30 minutes breathing underwater with the fish. Lovely. I'll just go in the fish and chip shop. So anyway, guys, look at that, eh? Done all the questions. So if you've got any questions, guys, for those who come in later on and watch the video, if you could put them down in the comments, that'd be fantastic. We'll get through that next week. But as always, I'm going to say, as Bengal Burt says, adios, amigos. I'll catch you next week. If you're coming over to Spain, bring your suntan lotion with you, because you're going to need it. Adios, amigos.